Hi everyone, this is Jason Mariner, your host of the Strongback USA show on the Real Republican News Network. And today, as promised, we are talking about emergency food storage and preparedness. So we're going to do segments. Today we're only going to cover food, although water should come first. Everybody has been asking me about emergency food storage, what to get, how to store it, where to put it, all that stuff. So that's what we're going to talk about. So the first thing that we have in front of me are MREs. There's cases of them. There's 14 per case, and in each case, you'll find these. Again, there's 14 of them, and they have 2,000 calories per meal. There's a heating element in it. You stick it in a sleeve, you put it next to the food, and it heats your food up to the point where it's actually steaming hot. They work very well, and again, 2,000 calories is a lot. It's what the average adult needs to survive per day. So you could live off of one of these per day. You could stretch it out as far as you'd like. So anyway, these things are great, but they've gone through the roof in terms of price. It's absolutely ridiculous. People are afraid, and the people that sell these are capitalizing on that fear, and I've seen these things go for over $200 a case for 14 meals. So kind of doesn't make sense when you can go with, we're not going to say average Joe because we're not a fan of Joes anymore. So we'll say the average Mike or Mary or Joseph. Anyway, food storage. The average Mike's way or Luke's way or John's way or Joseph's way. You see where I'm going? Bible? Anyway, tuna fish, spam, Vienna sausage. Those are kind of like the obvious things that you want to have on hand. Now the not so obvious things. Bags of rice. Why? Rice stays good for a very long time. It's got a tremendous shelf life. Same thing with black beans. You buy the store brand, they're the same. You can get black beans, you can get lentils. Basically any dried bean will store well, keep long, and you put some rice, you put some dried beans in a cup, you add a little water, you stick it on a fire, literally stick it in the coals of a fire in one of these stainless steel camp cups, and you have a meal. One of the nice things you can do is put some beef or chicken bouillon in this. You'll appreciate it should you have to resort to eating beans and rice. It gets very old very quickly eating plain beans and plain rice for more than 1 or 2 meals in a row. Anyway, you get the point. Stick some condensed milk in there, some powdered milk, and then also you can do some dried oats. These have a very long shelf life. Same thing, you stick them in a cup with water, you put it on the fire, you have a meal. Those are the not so common sense things. You want to keep, obviously, a can opener in these things. You can get the little small keychain ones at a surplus store. You can order them online. I recommend just a full-on can opener. If we're going to be in a situation, we're not going to want to play around with those little survival can openers. They are, quite frankly, a pain in the neck. So, again, you want to go with your canned meats. You want to go with dried beans, you want to go with rice. Now, the other thing you need to do, and this is a very important thing, vitamin C. You have to keep vitamin C tablets in this. You don't have to spend a ton of money and buy the packets of the powder that you drink. All you need to do is get a large container of vitamin C tablets. It's very important. This is what our sailors ran into when they were coming back and forth via sail ship from Europe to the Americas. They would return with scurvy because there was really no way to keep vitamin C on the ship. They didn't have vitamin C tablets back in those days. They had oranges and lemons and limes and things like that, and they don't keep very long. So by the time they got to the other coast, other continent I should say, they had scurvy. So you want to avoid scurvy, believe me. The last thing you want is scurvy in a survival situation. We're going to get into medical stuff, and then of course water storage. We're going to do water storage the next episode. That is absolutely essential. You can go over a month without food, but you can only go for a few days without water. So with that, I say stay tuned. We're going to fill you in on the whole water deal next episode. If you have any questions on this food storage thing, put it in the comment section. Let us know what we haven't covered. Let us know what you want to know. Consider us a resource center. We want you to be okay if disaster strikes. So this goes out to the 74 million Americans who are worried that they might need to do something like this. Do it while you can. Doesn't cost a lot of money to fill a container up like this, and you could probably survive for 6 months off of this container right here that you see in front of me. It's very simple. One other thing that I'll mention before we go, and that's a desiccant. You ever see those little packets that come in, a box of new shoes or anything new that you buy these days seems to have it? A desiccant. You can buy it at Walmart, you can buy it in large or smaller medium bags, but you want to put a desiccant in here, and it usually says silica gel on the package, but what it does is it removes moisture from the container. It actually sucks it right out of the air, so the longer you can maintain zero moisture and the less air the better, the longer your food's going to stay good for. So make sure the seal is tight and make sure you have a desiccant in there. The other thing that I highly recommend is that you rotate this food. So don't leave it sitting for 5 or 10 years, okay? Take the old stuff in a year, use it, replace it with new stuff. That's the way you want to do survival. You don't want to be in a situation where you go dig out this bucket and all the food is spoiled because it's 10 years old. Worst possible outcome you can have. So rotate it. Vitamin C is crucial. Beef bouillon, just a little gift. You'll thank me later. Hopefully you'll never have to, and God forbid we'll ever have to use this information, but gotta have it. So with that, I say thank you for watching the Strong Back USA show. Our next episode likely will air tomorrow, and that again will be on water storage. It's a lot simpler than you think, and there's some tricks of the trade that will keep a lot of water on your hands for a very long time. Until next time, I say may God bless you, your families, and watch over this great country we call the United States of America. Be well, everyone, and be strong.